Chumden dem gombo jahora yang la shang za lo. Ganga lo zhu zhem ni zhem zhe ni da nam da ra zi rui. Chen ye dong ge zhem zhe zhu zhe ni ji da ga ra lang. Gang da zhi bi zong ra ma ri men dong ding ri ji zi rui. Zhu zo gan la wa zhe. Yang la zhi jie yang dong zong. Zhi de ji zhong ni mo ni long li jie zhong 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 zhe. Marigman zer dingram nye ge zhenye zhong zhe ra zhe nong du ne da zhang sab jing da zhong yon de li zhong jia zhe de wuk. Zhub zhao zhe dao zhe nye jian zhe da lo men zer jiang hu ro yang lan de de omara ba za na 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 de omara ba za umara ba za na de omara 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 ba za Umara bazana de Zidun Jijim Jeno Zirji Dolo de Mambarasan Guadan Danju Jong Doba Yi Lodrö Bi Nawa Jid Suro Yonji Jimbo Zordan Yume Jan Zone Molum Jimbo Ngadiat Pakara Daran Zandu Shermerdo Lumba de Jie Janla Shangza Lo Waya teni namba tamchila gongzhou de lakan tsamzhi jigin.
Good evening to everybody here tonight.
Teni nga tso terang gongzhou teni chachite teni ngonzi gin.
And our teaching is going to begin now.
Teni ti ngonde teni nga tso tsamaga teni chachike ngonde teni tsamaga shangshim shokto simki gore.
And before we begin with the teaching this evening, everybody please make an aspiration of bodhicitta with which to listen to it.
Teni terang nga tso ndana yongken ge mo tsangma sidang siyi na nga tso tangpa chimbo chula teni lojong shijega teni ndoba yongken teni tenri tatak zhe tendi nga tso tangpa chimbo ziyati zo de teni shangship ke sim yogo gore.
So all of us here this evening are practitioners of the Mahayana teachings, the Mahayana path. And in terms of the Mahayana teachings, the greatest emphasis is on bodhicitta.
Tani shangchip ke simzia te pe halipa samji mchipa tani phayun chimbore tani nga tsu shangchip ke sim gilla yakbo zu ke sona tani nga tsu mtsindi nangla tele jamba tani gewa ka nakching mandrum na tin rig yore.
The benefits of cultivating bodhicitta are truly inconceivable, and if we're able to truly cultivate it within ourselves, then there is no other merit or virtue or positive action that we can possibly accomplish in this lifetime that could surpass this.
Tani karti shangship ke simte mena na nga tso gewa mambo chi tani kora javya domban donya tani tinji ke gewa mambo zudub dena ya Shirtang te la phayun yu yore te gewa kangdang kangdum na yang phayun yore te yin na yang shangship ko sim de me charti tani gewa kang na tini jachimbo ta lapchimbo tini yong gona te yong pe khapo re.
So without a motivation of bodhicitta, or without bodhicitta, even though we may do kora, we may recite mantras, we may do prostrations and things like this, without bodhicitta, then these positive acts, which of course do have merit and benefit in themselves, will not be able to reach a great and vast level of merit.
Tani shangchip ke sim te tani karte yakbozu yo sona tani soso rang matsindi tokla tani tsuwa yina matse tsuwa nda tani tsuwa dekhe dang damba tani zi kyabarda tani sim ga nangla tani dekhe ka tani nangwa jachimbo yongken tani zi tsuwa tani zi kir chokore.
By cultivating strong bodhicitta, it is possible in this life to really generate for oneself a strong sense of happiness, particularly a strong sense of happiness in one's mind.
Tani te tang nyamda nga tso shangchip ke sim te yakbozu yo na tani mi jamba halipa nga mi mangbo ta tani mi mayin na pe na tani chokchak tandro yin na te tsu mi mangbo ta simchim mangbo la tani pamba jachimbo tani tokore.
And in addition to this, with bodhicitta, we are not just able to do great benefit for other human beings, but are also able to benefit in a great way other beings, such as animals.
Tendi yendi teni nga tso yenda manda teni shanshib ko simde gela ke etamatab teni ta gore ta gewa nga tso gewa shertang gewa la mangbo yore gewa la teni gewa develop pe mangbo re te yena ti nang ne tso nga tso sim ko tone gewa depa te pe karchim bore.
So it's for this reason that we really need to strive to cultivate bodhicitta. There are many ways of accumulating merit. There are many kinds of positive action that we can engage in. However, the most meritorious and the most positive of these is cultivating merit in our minds.
Teni sim ko tone gewa yakpo zo teni yong tsarwi jini teni ta zo nga tso kagndom ba ta laba ga dvya te go re ma to ba teni nga tso sim ko tola teni samba yakbo zamyo me shamnyang ji me teni yen tsarti teni nga tso kagndom ba mambondo yan data teni lipo kora jawa yan data ndaso kortela gewa yo mari se na yore gewa yo mari se yo mari yore te ina gesa chungchung ma to yo mari.
So only after we've really been able to cultivate merit at the level of our minds should we really then begin doing recitations and kora and things like this. Because without a positive, a strong motivation, and without loving kindness and compassion, then our actions such as reciting mantras and doing kora, etc., will not be able to be considered extremely meritorious or extremely positive in nature.
Tati indi shanchip ke semzeate kandiz la zegrezina ndor dini teni tsamala ngortu shekayin.
So what is it that we actually mean by bodhicitta? I'd just like to explain this briefly.
Shanchip ji semzina teni tamja zrez, tamja ni rez, tamja ni, tamja kilin, yana simtak chat, simtak tsamchet, or teni ni rez.
So what bodhicitta essentially is two vows or two resolves that we make.
Teni tambote kare, tamja tambote kare zina, teni ngarang yeze, ta ngarangi tartani zong matsin dedang, teni matsin de shipo mayimba, teni kewa shima tang shima, decho nangla, teni ngarang lehka kang le zena, teni nge simshin tamchit, yar teni tarwa toya, simshin tamchilla teni kirganang chego teni dungur meba, o teni lehka zange dribko yin samne susorang tamja shi gore, simtakcha gore, te tamja tambores.
So what is the first of these vows or resolves? The first vow is that from now on, from this point onwards, for the rest of this life and indeed in future lives to come, that we will engage in the work of liberating all beings, eliminating their suffering or the sufferings of cyclic existence. And it's making this resolve or making this vow that is the first promise of bodhicitta.
Teni tamja nipati gangrezina, tangatso simjin tamshit teni tarwatovia, simjin tamshut teni ta kiganan chiga dungur meba, tenjiga lehkazele gona, ngatso mi sherdang musical let gamare, te indi ta tapshi gandhi gorezina, tangatso indamada ngatso sangi gore, gardi ngaranso teni sangi shatya tapandra o tenjizre sona, teni ngatso yin rambo la teni simjin ton dribna drib chokore, teni simjin ton jachimbun drib gore. Te indi teni ngarang yindamada ngarang sangi go samne ngarang ka sangi dribko yin sambi teni tamja nipaz she go re teni ti tamja ti nikala teni shanshib ko simze gore.
And the second promise or the second vow of the bodhicitta motivation is, since we have determined to work for the liberation of all beings and for the elimination of their sufferings in cyclic existence, we recognize that this is not something an ordinary person is capable of doing, and that in order for us to engage in this work to the best of our abilities, we need to first attain Buddhahood. And so in attaining Buddhahood, it will be possible for us to work for the benefit of other beings in a long-term and effective way. So therefore, we resolve to attain Buddhahood of necessity ourselves, and it is this second vow or undertaking that forms the second promise of the bodhicitta aspiration.
Tani kantar ngaso tari mogli ndris ngaso sama tobyori te yona ngaso mtsinde tini korkpe yagbozreze tari ngaso tini mog tini lipon ndris toyoate pe korkp yagbozren dose te indi tini korkp tini yagboz yenna tini ngaso kanji gune tini korkpte tamzen yagboz shegore te karte ngaso tinala leka yagboz le matap tini rena tini ngaso korkpe yagboz yore ta yenna korkpte par shorore Tendri indi mi soso go samlo tane ta nga tari mali ndri yak bozu thopsong te na teni ngarang ka mali te tondang damba teni nyambo dang damba o tendri su gona nge leka kare ko sare kande lena ga sare samni sama samlo tang go ya tendri zre.
So all of us have obtained a human body or a human form in this lifetime. And this represents a very good opportunity. However, in fact, we need to give consideration to how it is that we use this opportunity. Just having the opportunity but not using it in a positive way is equivalent to not making the most or losing the opportunity. Having this human rebirth, having this human form, we need to give thought as to what is the way that we can make the most of this opportunity to use this human life of ours in the most meaningful and purposeful way.
Teni nga tsu mi mambo zika samlo tana, nga tsu tarta yenna teni shusoko tola, mi mambo zika teni ta ngarang la teni nipa manduk sam. Teni ngarang la teni rentang manduk, ngarang kan tsuwa la rentang manduk, ngarang kan tsechok la rentang manduk. Teni ngarang teni manjung ken, ton matung ken, rentang men ken ka mo, teni zire samni teni mi mambo ka semkam ka nala, teni kyun jigni teni samde ka yo rez. Rete yenna yang karte nga tsu mbachum shina, teni nga tsu me susu la, ma tsama la teni korkab yore, teni te chu toni shana, nga tsu takpa chenpo toni shana, me susu la korkab pe yabu yore, teni yendi, nga dikpo re, ngin jonga mare, nga rentang me pare samni, teni tsawa ne teni samnyanga mare, nga tsu mili, tamjur ki mili zirante tobyo na, teni me tsama ka tse tote pe, hali pa ka rentang dang damba da korkab yo pa teni zire.
Many people in society these days regard themselves as not having any value, not having any particular function or power, being ineffective, being untalented, not being of any worth. This sense of one's life not being of any value is a prevalent idea that many people have. However, with diligence, with hard work, from the point of view of the Mahayana teachings, then everybody has an opportunity. It is by no means can we think or should we think that our life is meaningless without value or without any potential. From the point of view of the Dharma, so long as we have this human life form, this human rebirth, then we all have the opportunity to use it in a most excellent way. All of us have lives of extreme value.
ndunla nga tso ngonla tani lamkha mamboz yore nga tso la damkha hali pa mamboz yore de yindi nga tso nangchu nangla yana namgin nga tso mi li zeate mi li te hali pa thupka boyo zeni tini sonde yore te yo bi gimsen de kare zena nga tso mli te tini thupka wa yimbi gimsen de kare zena gimsen ka tsawa ngoma de te nga tso karte mli ze tini thup sona nga tso la damkha hali pa mamboz yore so rang damkate kang sina tini chokore soso sanji thumna chokore tini soso te maimbi tini kang shi samna tini te damka mambo yore di gimsen ji nga so mli te pe tini thupkaware ji tini song yore.
In front of us, presented before us, are many potential pathways that we can follow. And in Buddhism, having this human rebirth is regarded as something rare and is regarded as something precious. And the reason for this, the basic and fundamental reason that we do regard a human rebirth as so precious and so rare is on account of the many choices that we have as humans. We have the choice to work towards attaining Buddhahood. We have choices in respect of pursuing all kinds of activity. And so it's for this reason primarily that we regard this human form as extremely rare and precious.
Tani ka te nga tso musti la sang lo tang bai na nga tso tani tarti nga tso tsoa na la pe na zama za ya komba kyo ya tani khamba chimbo na la tani ndu ya tani raz ma to ba jamba nga tso la tani dam nga me na tele jambi tani dam nga me na tani mali te yang tani hale pa thop ka ya tani je go ya chiji ya mares.
However, if we think about it from the point of view of an average human, if our only choices were to, in respect of eating food or living in a nice apartment or things like this, then we didn't have any choices beyond pursuing these kinds of things, then there would be no reason particularly for us to regard our human forms as particularly rare and precious.
Tani nga tso perna soso go tani ze zama jimbo zaya ta komba yak po kyo ya tinjin ra po ta nga tso mi na nga tso mogon soa ga na la tani to ta zama zaya komba kyo ya so soso la dewa ter ke yore ten ra po tani chokchak jamba chola yang khorang cho ngarang cho ta na khorang cho zama te nga tso zana jimbo yo mar ta ye na khorang chola khorang cho tani choa te khorang chola tani khorang ga dewa te ter ke yore tinjin ra zama to ba nga tso mochila 돈도 내려 tindichi mena nga so chokchak dan rapo tendro dan rapo ma to ba kyachu mi na kyachu chi me ba tindichi ndore masela rentang chimboz yoze gona tamchin ranran rin ndore rabo re kres.
So if we are talking about these kinds of things, such as eating delicious food and wearing nice clothes and things like this, and the kinds of happiness that they generate for us, well, we might look at other animals, and even though their food, the things that they consume, might not be particularly delicious from our point of view, to the animals in question, these things are delicious and they produce kinds of happiness relative to the animals. So we might say that without any other pursuits beyond things like obtaining delicious food and nice clothes and other material things, that there really isn't much difference between ourselves and other animals, and that there is really not much greater value in having a human life form.
Teni jiting ka pena nga so teni ngubo longshut pena gurmo yenare khangba yenare langkhor yenare teni zaya gyuya deso ngubo do so tsama kangdang kang yenanda teni nga so la partak rambo yo nga so la tindi me nga so la tindi longshut ki me pena nga so la gurmo me teni nga so la khangba me nga so la langkhor me panda o tindi partak rambo yo pi kaps teni nga so ina ngarang la gurmo mambozio na ngape ke boyinjiri samba ngarang la khamba chimbozio na teni ngarang pe ke boyinjiri tele jamba nga chichi go mare samba ro tendi go samlo te teni yongu yores.
So in our worldly lives, in terms of material objects and material enjoyments, whether they be money or food or clothes or the kinds of apartments or dwellings we live in, when we exist in a way where there is a large distance between where we currently are and the state where we enjoy these things. So when we don't have money or when we don't live in a nice apartment, then we commonly think that, oh, if I only had lots of money, then I would be happy. Or if only I had a nice apartment, then I would be happy. We often think that we would need nothing beyond these things in order to feel happy.
Tani nga tsugon soa ga nala nga tsu mi tini semkham de kanri zare zena nga tsun soa ga nala kang me na me pa te tini nga rang tso yo na nga hali pa ke poyong gore samni tini sam go yore yo pa te tso yo charwi jini tini nga tsu te la tini jemba me pa o tini gawa me pa tini jen ro gore se pe na nga tso gang in na nga rang so me pa ti tang bo nga so sem ka na la o te nga la yo na te ni nga rang ki bo yong gore sam de tin di sam go re ri ti in na ni ma chi la ngu ni khorang la ti yo so na te ni yo so na ti jini o da khorang te sam go mari ti jini ngu bo te la te ni kale marga wa sem ka na la ti ni do pa me pa ga wa me pa tin di rin ro yo re te nga chun ro mi sim gu chu ni te tin di re.
So, in terms of human psychology, we might say that anything we don't currently possess, we think is capable of bringing us happiness. But in terms of the things that we do have, or when we do finally obtain things, very quickly we reach a state where we no longer feel any particular attachment to them, or we no longer find them particularly interesting or desirable. So to begin with, we think that once achieving or obtaining these things, we would certainly feel happy. However, on the day that we do actually come into possession of these things, they no longer are such a source of interest and desire for us. And this pattern is really a natural pattern of human nature.
다 딘디 인디 nga chola tini goya ngoma the countries rizina nga chun chowa ga nala yopi tini nga so tini chowa ga nala yopi ngupun do so ma tok ba yamba nga rang chola tini don de nyeria tindi nda me sona tini nga so mali ina ran thang thang dam ba rezina ma rezina tindi nda bore tini nga so on chowa ga nala yopan de ma tok ba yamba nga chola don de nyeria chi mena tini me chama ga ina tini so so ngune tang ne so so me che ga ran thang de gana yo
So if beyond these things we didn't have any other kinds of pursuits, then it would be difficult to say that these lives of ours are rare and precious. And beyond these kinds of things, many people don't know what other kinds of pursuits in fact are.
nga chogo mche ge tini chu muir oda ngarang ge mche ge tini muir tin de yin samban raw tindi se tini nga chu samala yo go yo re tini yo go na te nga zo ramban thumbu raw o tindi ge muir tindi se yo sona pe na nga so tini za ge da gyong ge da ngu bo da de chu kyang ba ma yin ba o te le te chum thumbu raw tindi muir zo yo sona tini nga cho muir ti to la tini ba chun she na tini mche te ton dam ba tini re yong re.
So it's for this reason that we need to identify a main pursuit or a clear purpose in our lives. This is something that we all need to identify, and best if we make it a high-level kind of purpose or a high-level pursuit. So if in addition to achieving things like delicious food and nice clothes and other kinds of material enjoyments, we have a higher goal or a purpose that is somewhat higher than this, then our lives can become extremely meaningful and purposeful.
Tani nga zo perna debi lorgi ge thola ina lo tongchak chik o tendi ge yarngon la tani mi cho tani tartan ra bo tani je lerka mambo le go ta trera chimbo tandi yaw mare te me pi gimsen ki tini me cho tani so so rang mche ge tani rentang de gangin dang tani mche ge muir de gandis yang go de chu thola me cho samlo mambo tang yore mambo tang wi ti ji ti jimje de gangrezina tani zambalang ka sharta navla tani pernan chanyer ba tani mi mche ge tani chanyer ba korla yana tani haliba yargi tani shong yore tendra boz ka chulug yana yo zambalang ka tini sharta navla tini chi chulug tini mambo gantar tini lo tongcha mambo rang la tini mo jartong chumbam mambo la tini shikin temkang ka tini chulug yana tini mambo tini xardut shi ne tini shi tab yore tikab ka mati cho yana ikorang cho ko tini gyang rangbo la tatab ka yore tini tang zammo la tatab ka yore matsi ka muyar ti gyang rangbo la koso ko samlo tang tab ka yore.
So if we look at past history, say, the past 1,000 years or so, this was a time where people were by no means as busy as they are today. And so for this reason, they had much greater scope to contemplate the purpose of human existence and the value of human existence. And the result of this contemplation were developments in the life sciences, in religion, religious traditions in both the East and the West. And so people in their thousands and hundreds of thousands were able to give deep contemplation to the purpose of life in a very long range and profound sense.
Tani tartayana nga tsu tsangma tani ngubo go thola samlo tani ngubo yarje go thola samlo tani ti thola mbachun mambo shi tinti shi jati tani musoso la titsur yang mambo yo mare tendra boz ko musoso go tani mche go tani ton la samlo tang zaboda gyang rambo tinti tang thab go yo mare tang wi tini go samlo tang ya go khomba yang yo mare tini mi tsangma te nga so perna ju ung부 mambo 톨키 시야가 되는 철찬다 보제니 되니 된지 제네가 수 삼로고 차디 말 제념 란로 되니 된지스 따르탄다 보이나 가수 되는 소와데 된지스 렌로요 그래서
So these days, however, the situation is one where we are primarily preoccupied with material development and material progress, and it's in respect of this that we are diligent and work hard. As a result, we don't have much time and not much time to contemplate deeply and in a long-term sense or in a long-term way the purposes and value of human existence. We simply don't have the time to do so. So from this point of view, in terms of the contemplative aspect of our lives, this has become increasingly weak or increasingly less.
Tindi yimbi jimtsenji tini nga tsu matsendi nangla ta suso teni samlo tezi tangni suso ranga uni tangni ngarang rangla goya teni ngarang rangla pantoya ngarang ranga tini matsishchikpo nangla tonyir shina teni kari ti tonyir shina teni tonyir shina riksari rintang yosari sambi teni ga suso ranga semga nangla rintang ka tawazi manta ina nga tsu inda manta yo go ndig mato ba nga tsu gormo saya chikpo uchichi yung maresi muzglam tsona.
So it is really necessary in this life that we give proper thought to the questions of what it is we really need, what it is that will be able to truly benefit us. If we are going to spend our whole lives in pursuit or striving to achieve certain goals, what is it that we should be striving for? What is it that is of value to us? And this necessarily must be something that is not simply limited to accumulating money and material things.
Teni nga tsu sim ga nangla ngarang rang mtse go teni mo yer ndin sambanda o teni zmena teni nga tsu mo tsama ga sim ga nang tongbare mi sim ga nangla tongbare mi sim ga nang tongba yindi teni nga tsu shilo go teni ngubo kandi yo na yang teni sim ga nangla demo ta ke po me teni kandi go ne chowa kandi ke go na yang hamako teni shi teni shopa de nga tsu kandi shi na teni nga tsu go ganshut shopa de kandi shi na teni yapu yong yo ta deso teni hamako ni teni mi mambo teni sim kham ga nangla nat jam mambo thibni teni zambolong ko thola te nat deso chemang lan ro yo ris tarta.
So without a clear idea of what one's purpose in life is, then one becomes empty, one feels extremely empty. And in this situation, no degree of external material possessions is capable of bringing happiness. Without any happiness, people don't understand how to live their lives. They don't know how to conduct themselves properly, how to act and how to behave. As a result, many people develop illnesses and psychological problems, and indeed in the world today, psychological problems are very much on the increase.
Tani tati ola nga tsu nangbaz tini yimbi wanda shina, nga tsu nangba sanji baga tini chunyamlin shinkin tini zi yinna, tani kandizi gore nga te zi ngo chushe ka yin.
So, as Buddhists ourselves, as practitioners of the Buddha Dharma, how is it that we should go about our lives? This is something that I would like to talk on briefly.
Tani nga tsu nangbazi inna, tani zambolonga shar innari, nuv innari, di nangla, ta onatun halipa chimbo tani chigyores, nga tsu nangbaz nangla, onatun chishu chigyores.
So, as Buddhists, whether by this we are referring to Buddhists in the East and the West, actually among Buddhists everywhere there is one particularly serious problem, one problem that you might say has become the biggest problem we're facing.
Tini natun chishu di kangrezi na nga tsu nangba ga tini loma tsose gonanda, nga tsu nangba ga tini chupa tsogo, tini chula lojung shiyade, lojung shinkende, pe nyung reze, nga tsu pe nyung re, tini te nyung inbi gemsenji, tini nga tsu mambo zaka tini chu ngoma di kandi yen ma yenda, tini kandi go ni nyamlin she go, tini kandi go ni gom gyab go, nga tsu nangba zi na tawa di kandi go re, tini gomba di kandi go re, shoba di kandi go re, sama mi mambo hako yo ma re.
And this problem, the problem that I'm speaking of is that Buddhist students of the Buddha Dharma, or practitioners or believers, however you might put it, are not studying the Dharma. They're not studying the Dharma of the Buddha's the content of the Dharma, and as a result, they don't know how to discern true Dharma from that which is not. They don't know how to go about practice, they don't know how to go about meditation, they don't know how to establish the correct view or the correct conduct or the correct meditation.
Tani nga tsu nangba ga tata leka gari lega yorizina, tani mang chi shuti tindi rezi nga tsu gomba shikla san lo tangpa yana, gomba ga nala tsokba mangbo tani tsoyata, tani gomba ga nala nzikchen mangbo tani chiyanda wota, tani gomba ga nala tindi gachi leka tindi mangbo lega re, tani nga tsu boba ga tani chuye na re, te chuluk jamba yana re, mangbo ga to tindi shi degandu, tani te la teni, tani nga tsu mi mangbo zika, ta chuluk ziya te nga tsu susu gomba ga nala ndoni, tani pudro yanda ta, chubambar yanda ta, shangtsar yanda ta, yana susu gun suwa ga tola tani, natun dan chapi ne kumna, tani sangye la tani rewa chani, tani ngarang la tani yakbozu yongya zini, tani soran de pandao, tani zinsare esamni, tani chuti tani zinsare esamni nga su samgayores.
So in the situation in many monasteries and temples is that great emphasis is put on convening religious assemblies and festivals and other external aspects of the temples and monasteries. This is the case in in Tibet. It's the case in traditions elsewhere. And so for this reason, many people have the idea that practicing Buddhism or doing Buddhism essentially entails going to a monastery, making incense offerings of other kinds, doing prostrations, or alternatively, when they encounter some mishaps or difficulties in life, going to the temple and praying before the Buddha. This is what many people come to think being a Buddhist entails.
Tani sharshokla tani bobaga chu yenare, chuluk jamba yenare, tani teso tsama tani lo tongchak yanchuk tani storjin liksor pe yen rambo re. Tani ti yen rambo tani re tsawi kapsa, tani nga tso gomba tso yenare, tani chusok yenare, teso tsama nangla tani yen rambo tani rendowi kapsa, tani nangla mususo go samlonda munda mambo ti nangla yongne, tani misoso go lelu, leka lelu ta tani tsoban solu tani mambo yongne, tani kale nga tso tsoban mambo tsoya ta tani shiso la zigbo shiya ta tani matokba nangla nga tso tani lojong shiya ta tani ti gom nyamlin shiya ta tezi pe kumbo tani chagayore zi sharshokla.
So in the East, in Asia, in the Tibetan tradition as well as in traditions in other places, because we have a 1,000-year-long religious tradition, many ideas and practices in monasteries and in society have become such where great emphasis is put on rituals, convening assemblies, the external appearance of the monastery, and so forth. And in fact, the number or the emphasis that is put on study and meditation has become very much less.
Teni navshokla nga chu nangchu tarne teni yin rambo mare zita yin rambo re mare teni navshok sacha khashila nga chu tata sarwa shini teni targe yore teni yinna teni navshokla nga chu sanji ga teni chuti tarwi kaps teni sanji khorang ga teni samlo ngoman ra boshini tarthna te peyak boris.
The Dharma, the Buddha Dharma, has not been spread in the West for a particularly long time. In some areas, you might say that the Buddha Dharma is quite new to the West. So in meeting the West, in being disseminated to the West, it is important that it be done in a way that looks to the real ideas and values at the core of the Buddha Dharma.
Yang nga chu berna lonyung chog na la teni jne ge chizun thombo yin kan da lonyung go na la teni nangchu la lojong shinken jemang la teni ro yore teni tisu korti tambo lojong shi bi ne kumni aso teni ti chungoma de teni saji chumden de khona rang ge teni chungoma de gan yin tani teni te khorang teni lojong shi thona teni aso sem go togla pan yak bo thogore shusok la yang teni pan yak bo thogore mijan la pan thogore khorig la pan thogore
In terms of young people with relatively good levels of education, the number who are engaging in study of the Dharma is actually on the increase. And if these young people, when they come to the study of the Dharma, are able to study authentic, genuine Dharma that was taught by the Buddha, this will be of great benefit not only to their minds but also to society, to others, to the environment. In fact, everyone and everything will be benefited by this.
Teni ngaso sabshong mambola ngaso pena gomba yenare yana ti chuso yenare tiso teni laglin la tabya tiso nangla teni yang misoso rang teni ndo patar to she jaga matok ba teni sanji chumdende sanji shacha ba khorang rang teni gomba teni khorang rang teni leka lelik te maimbi teni te leka lelik teni khemsar mambu yore tiso korati te inda mandam gerchu gyab gore matok pa te gerchu gyab matok tendi te mambo resona teni sherta ngasu chula lojong she ga tiso mambo yo mare teni tiso teji yo ati tiso na la tang jang te ngasu nguni tang ne ga teni gom gyawe anda ta lojong she anda tiso ta ni tiso me parin do ndu.
So in many places, whether it be in monasteries or in wider society, there are many who are practicing or promoting Buddhism according to their own views. They are not doing so according to the doctrines of the Buddha or the practices of the Buddha. And this is something that very much needs to be changed. If not, given the fact that we don't have too much time to apply to our study and practice, if our time is concentrated on these incorrect practices, then our study and our meditation will not come to much.
Tani sargi ge choose ati kandi zrezina tani khorang tani malak chachambo yongkhen ge tindi ge lopso da tani laglin la tani depi thapsi tindi zrezi sargi ge choose ati khorang malak chachang yore te malak chachang te na lopso yore tani lopso ti tani ripi jonglik chi boz mare khorang laglin la tani devya ge thapsi yore tindi ge tani malak chachang wa chen tindi zre te yendi telang aso lojong she gore ma to pa tani lojong ma shi na ngarang chon domban do ya chik po tang tani pu do ya tani ze ka chawa ni sangje ge chola lojong ze ge mare chu nyamlin te chawa ni ze ge mare.
So in terms of the Buddha Dharma, it represents a complete system of education, a comprehensive system of education, one that includes methods of practice in addition to theory. So it is a comprehensive system that, yes, is not just theory, it's not just intellectual ideas, but also contains a complete set of methods as to how to put these teachings into practice. So for this reason, if we simply recite mantras and make incense offerings and things like this, then we are really not truly practicing the Buddha Dharma.
Tani ngacho ta tinti indi malak cha changwa ga tani loso tinti indi tela ngacho lojong te ji go re tani lojong she go na nyamling kapsa tani ngacho tondak sim go tola samlo tang go ndu se ngacho merkya phomo ngacho khimba ga tani chu nyamling shin kan tani ji na tondak sim go tola samlo tang go re tani sim te ga re jina thuba dang samba dang gomba jine te so sim go tola samlo tang go ndu.
So since it is a complete and comprehensive system of study and practice, as lay practitioners, as lay Buddhists, there are three main things that we need to pay attention to. And this threefold formula is the listening or hearing the Buddhist teachings, contemplating or reflecting on them, and meditating or practicing them.
Teni tinti indi teni tomar thubaze adi kangrezina ngaso ti chunyen go gore lojong she go gore pena ngaso terang ra poina teni ngaso ungus teni lobchit je teni teni lobchit la nyang go gore teni tinti ko ko biona tenyang go gore ka ti tinti ko ko mena teni ngaso teni chawa ga thola nyanna teni zambalang ga teni lama suso teni te songbi teni chutan mambo nyayandu teni ngaso pork gonandu inji ka gona yore yakap gona yore teni vednam dan so kala kansam yo jire teni indi mambo ndu chawa ga thola lojong she mambo ndu te yindam da ngaso lojong she gondu.
So firstly, the first of these three important things, or the first of this threefold formula, is listening or hearing. And what we mean by this is studying the Buddhist teachings, hearing the Buddhist teachings. So tonight we have an actual in-person teaching. We're listening to this. If opportunities like this present themselves, then we should attend, we should listen. And if they don't, then on the internet there are many teachings by different lamas in different languages, Tibetan, English, Chinese, and probably also to some extent in Vietnamese as well. So it is very important that we do listen to and make the most of these teachings.
Teni nipa de ngaso samba jegre samba je ate ngaso teni chu nang la teni song yo wa te so la samlo mambo tango re shaba mambo tango re te tenji jeta mari tenji te ngarang samlo te ngarang ko wa te nur ndu ta mandu sa ni samlo mambo tango re teni Tetsum dang, toba dang, tetsum mambu yo na, teni jiji kyong go mari zepe na nga tso nang chu go zina, o ti kyorang chula toba shinyan go mari, chula tetsum yo na nzhi go mari, teni nang chula teni toba go ni zhiva mambu go na nzhi go mari, ti sawa ni ze go mari, teni kyorang toba mambu yo na yak bori, tetsum mambu yo na yak bori, teni kyorang nang chu go nang la, teni yopi teni ju le gimri yin nari, tse ngapshi yin na, yana tongba nyi yin na, tesu korwa tila zhiva mambu go ni, teni xiaba mambo tangna teni peyak bori te xiaba te sola teni kyorang shirp te yarjin ro gore zini teni songyo re teni indi te chu tonla te samlo mambo tangya te tondak pe karchim bori te nipa re nga chu te la samlo tang gore.
So the second of the threefold formula is contemplation or reflection on the content of the Buddhist teachings. And here it's really stressing that it's important for us to think deeply about and examine the content of the teachings, to think about whether or not they are correct, to consider whether or not our understanding of them is mistaken or not, to give rise to doubts and questions. And in fact, giving rise to many doubts and questions is in fact a good thing. By no means does Buddhism say that we are not allowed to doubt its doctrines, or that we are not allowed to have questions in respect of them. Indeed, we can, and it's very good if we do. So in respect of doctrines like karmic cause and consequence, the existence of past and future lives, the doctrine of emptiness, etc. It's important that we examine these things very closely and that we do give rise to doubts and questions. By doing so, we will increase and advance in our wisdom. So this second stage of the threefold formula, contemplating and reflecting on the teachings, is very important.
Tani yang aso mutsi di nangla yang susu tani yang dengar mambo kabar the sim ko thola tani dengar ramana mambo yung yore madam miwar ka tani jera yenare yang na madam miwar ka tani sewa ta yang na madam miwar ka khungcho ta tani khunjin 어때 소라티니 티니 수수고 티니 셈거나라 티니 마케파당 등거당 노식당 티니 셈세르당 티니 빼 멍부용 거리 대초 고로아티 망치슈팅 아초티니 삼로 약보당 마트피 김신지리 가데 가초 삼로 약보당 톱소나 티니 수수 랑건 셈거나라 요빔드파 자만다 멍부요 바티소 참마 가초 수수 랑거 티니 파 ndpa티소 메파시야 티니 셰탑 거리 티니 삼로 약보당 톱나 So in our
lives, we typically experience a great deal of suffering. Suffering generated from our interactions with other persons, interpersonal relationships, love relationships, anger that is generated in our relationships, or feelings of resentment, and these lead to feelings of pressure, of unhappiness, of anxiety, etc. But actually the main reason that we experience this suffering is that we don't know how to really reason properly about our suffering. And if we were able to do so, we would be able to get rid of or eliminate a lot of this suffering, and it would bring us a great deal of benefit.
Tani sambati kangrezina nanga chishu te tani sambati gumjawati res gumjawati tani ngacho nangchu nanglayna tani peyang samlo khimsarbo tani yang tani chayore te sarje ge chu gongban mare chu samlo mare yena ngacho tani sharshok layna tani sacha mambo la tani samgoyore pena tani gumjawati tani tadang tani nangchu la lojong tani mambo sheyati sota che lama da tapa teni teni re sambandra oda teni ngacho marcha phomo inna teni ngacho mangso inna ta ngacho teni go mare ngacho teni chobambarya ta te ngacho teni kora jawya ta teni ma to ba lojong mambo cheya ta teni gom jawya ta to so ngacho go mare sambandra o teni ngacho nambi teni ta je sacha mambo la ta teni samsri ore te mare ji ngacho teni gom jawya inna da teni lojong cheya te ngacho chama gore te lama ta ba chipo marezi yena lama ta ba yena teni khorang chet teni gomjam khanda lojong shenka je ngacho mangcho yena teni ta ngacho chet gomjam kham mare ngarang chola tarong lekka jamba mabole gi yori jiti yena ngacho mangcho ka yang teni gomjab gore gomjaya de pe karchim bore.
So the third part, or the third of the threefold formula, is the most important, and that is meditation or practice. A very strange idea has cropped up among Buddhist communities, particularly in the East. And this isn't an idea that springs from the religious tradition itself, and yet it is still very prevalent in society. And this is the idea that meditation and intense study of the Buddhist teachings is something, things or undertakings that only lamas and monks do. It is felt that lay Buddhists don't need to engage in these practices, and it's fine if they simply do things like make offerings and do kora, etc. So it is felt that lay Buddhists don't need to meditate, they don't really need to study the Buddhist teachings. And indeed, this is not the case. It's not true. Meditation and study are things that everyone needs, whilst lamas and monks are specifically or professionally engaged in these two pursuits. lay Buddhists, even though and are not professionals or especially engaged in these pursuits. They have many other tasks and things that they need to accomplish in their lives, and yet they also very much need to study their teachings and to meditate as well. This is very important.
Then you gum jabsayati countries Kangla Zegresina, Gum Javziati, Natso Tartaga, Tarp Kitini, Tsigla Pargirna, Karizigor is in Atini, Simcum go jonder, Simcum go jonder, Penangazo Zupo Latini, Lipo la jonder machina, Teningazo Lipo Latini, Nat Jamada Mambu Yunguri, Tetsama Hakori, jonder Chegori, Yenangazo Simcum go tola jonder Cheguate, Hakoya Mare, Otangazo Simcum la jonder machina. Tani semkam lung nalayang yang tani nat rada mandra mambo yung tenji res ngaso pe na ju lipola tani jondre yak bomashi tani zama kanshong manshong za tani choten yak bomashi lipola jondre mashi na ngaso nat yung yore de dang ra bo shine ngaso semkam la yang jingni semkam la jondre mashi tani semkam nala tani kanyi ke nam tok zene tani nam tok ra mandra mambo tani yung o tani she de na tani ngaso semkam yang de thang me pa tang tani yarji me pa Tinzer Jendo Yori, D. Gimsenji, also Gumjab Go Yori.
So, in terms of this term meditation, if we're going to translate it into a more contemporary words, we might say that what is being described here is mind training. So just as we train our bodies, we need to exercise them, and if we don't, they will become sick. This is something that everyone knows, of course. However, what most people don't realize or don't understand, that this is also something, a logic that we need to apply to our minds as well. If we don't train them, if we don't exercise them, then they become ill, just like our bodies become ill when we don't exercise them. So in terms of our bodies, if they don't get physical activity, if they are not eating healthy food, if they're not kept in a good state of hygiene, then they will become sick. And so it is with our minds. If we don't exercise them, if we constantly give rise to destructive and rubbish-like thoughts, then our minds will become not only unhealthy, but we will also be not able to improve them. So it's for this reason that we need to practice meditation.
Teni gum jabna ta nga cho teni sim kham te la pe yarji halim leba chimbo teni to rojuar pe na nga cho lipun rawena lipo la jondrchina ta khorang chat chula teni maslip ko warta teni yarji rori detang yongore jete ina nga cho lipo te jondr halepa chimbo shina teni hal lepa ga teni te chap mepa ga teni yarji roguna rojuar mare teni I khorang kangta kale mar gun rore ina nga cho simte tinda mandu nga cho simte la teni jondr yak bo jap thamna teni khorang teni chu tha mepa go ni yarji hal lepa ga yarji nga cho loyer linde ba teni yarji teni simkham la teni rojuar ti gimsen ze na yana ti nelik te nga cho yak bo ha go gondu.
So through meditation, it is possible for us to improve our minds, to develop them to a very great extent. So with our bodies, with our physical bodies, by training them, by exercising them, it's possible for us to advance them to a particular level. However, the extent to which we're able to train our bodies or improve our bodies is not one that's limitless. Inevitably, we will age. However, with our minds, it is actually possible that we can develop and refine them to an extent that is, in fact, limitless. And this is something that a principle or an idea that we must understand.
Teni nur nyang mare teni nga so lamkha ya boz landona teni lamkha ti na la komba chingdona nindona te nga so teni te rogo I sati la teni thak chini jore te nga so kar ti lamkha ti teni runi shi jana nga so gandhi kabli jamna teni tontak me parin ro te indi tambu nga su chula lo jong she na o nga su lamkha ti o ta nga rang ka thuba she go re teni samba she go re teni gom jab go re samba te yak boz nga su teni nangba ga chula lo jong shin sama ha go go re.
So, in terms of how we need to go about our Buddhist practice, this is something that we can't afford to be mistaken in respect of. We can't afford to be mistaken in terms of our understanding of how we should go about our practice. So each step of the way needs to unfold one at a time, one after the next. And so the importance of listening, of contemplating and meditating or practice, the threefold formula of Buddhist practice is something that every Buddhist needs to understand.
Ata tindi indi 대초 양보즈 때니 고아트 열고거래 때 가서 십당 같으니 낭출라 로종 시설 같으니 다 롱진라고 딘디즈리 때라 고아 양보즈 찾고 그래.
So this is something, this framework of Buddhist study or of Buddhist practice is something we need to understand well.
Teni ti 어떤 가서 대랑 같으니 갑상도 당되니 제와 용큰 같으니 양 teni chu teni 시작을 때 가서 대랑 같으니 춘도 가서 teni chuchu nimani yore terangre teni yang nani yang yore teni ngashini까 teni jewa yore teni가 ngama ta shimanika jewa yore tinangla shapaga teni nangdon ticho ngashi teni jewa yongkan ka teni nangdon zhe.
So I'd like to now move on to content that is related to the topic of this evening's teaching. So we have one teaching this evening and we also have another teaching the evening after tomorrow. And both of these teachings are interconnected. What we talk about tonight will be related to what we talk about on Friday evening.
Teni tinala nima nipo tinala ngaso karecha karezena teni paror to shimba tik nyamlin kandishi gocher o te shakare teni ngaso nangchu nangla yena teni nambasanji thaba chimbo nyamlin tsama sir dona teni paror to shimba tik zia dinala dagare paror shimba tik mayimbi jamba yo mare teni te nyamlin shisar no dibasa ngaso nima ni nangla tsamala ngochu shekare.
And the content of these two nights' teachings, the subject will primarily be the 6 perfections and how we go about practicing them. Indeed, the 6 perfections contain in the 6 perfections the complete path of the Buddhist teachings. There is nothing, in fact, that lies beyond these. So this will be the subject of our teachings tonight and on Friday evening.
Tani paror to shimba zia te paror to shimba ze gui jimsen te kang rezina nga so paror zena tani tarwa topsa tela ze yore paror to shimba zena tani nga so sachandini tani tarwa topsa ga sachalan roa pena nga so zhozang ga nala deni tani chi tsarkani tani parkala tani roya on rao tela tani paror to shimba ze tani ze gre.
So in terms of the 6 paramita or the 6 perfections, the reason that they have this name is that they are in fact that which conveys us to the state of liberation.
Tani tindi tini paruto shimba tela dona tigri tini tigpoti tangboti kangrezina jimba zege yore jimba nga so tini soso rang la yupi tini ngupo kangdang kangena tini te mo jan la tini mo tini chi orwo yang na napa tini dungur yongken tesola tini par jinni tini mo teso tini dungur par mebashia tini tola tini sanlo tango re te tangbo jimba zege.
So of these 6 perfections, the first is generosity. And with the perfection of generosity, what is being referred to is sharing with others, whether it be the poor or those who are suffering or those who are ill, the things that we have. And by doing so, eliminating their suffering.
Teni jimba kapsa nga tso teni tondang ni la samlo tang go res tondang ni te kang res na chikti sosorang ka teni simkham la teni jongder shia ga tondang res chigri ni te kang res na nga tso te dang nyamda teni me jandang simchen jamba la teni phantoya oti tondang re teni ni go la samlo tang go res.
So when we are benefiting others, when we're giving things to, or when we're giving to others, or when we are practicing the parameter of generosity in respect of others, it's important that we keep two things in mind. And the first of these is to use this opportunity as one of mind training, as an opportunity to train our minds. And the second thing to keep in mind is that is through our giving to benefit others and other beings.
Teni semkam go jongder de kanti shegen de zena nga so boba ga teni ama ga teni lama so na ngami lama yakbo be hale pa ga nyamlin shinken ga mati so ko chu semkam kanti jongder shegen de zena tangbo kapsa teni khoso go semgan na la yang teni nyomomba ta teni samlo dugbo ta samsar dugbo ta teni mombo yung go yore teni samba yakbo ta samba zangbo ti nyonyo ma to yung go ya mare teni ti kapsa khorang so sosorang ka semti nitsirti kandizri te hakoya ga shirta perna nyima chika nala teni ngarang ka sem ga nala te samba dugbo samba dugjak teni kena te korang chogo do nakbo zujak ni do nakbo chujak yore teni ngarang ka sem ga nala teni chi shamba da nyar jin rawo teni ga samlo yakbo kena teni do karwo chujak yore teni shini tayong di teni gongmu teni tayong na teni machipo nangla teni namtokndra mandra mambo yung dea tetso nangla teni mang chishu te parchewa te teni pena jacha gupchindawo jachindawo teni te tsangma do nakbore te nangla do karpo nyonyo masto yung ya mare te khorang so teni tangbo semla takti teni reze teni go ni takyo reze ngacho pena tarta ina teni chanik go ni teni ngaso takshit shipi ne kumna teni tanjang go yore tanjang zmena teni ngaso kajaga labthap ko yamare ten rapo shini nyamlin shinken chawada ngarang ka nesrte ngarang ka namtokte teni namtokte kandi dugbu kandi yakbu kandi ngarang ka simte kandi zren tzene teni khorang chaw teni ngaso simte la yang teni tanjang teni yopa shini teni tayongdi o tangbu ne kumna teni do nakpo haleba mambo karbo chingni ni smato me ba teni yimba khorang chom thong yore.
So what is it that we mean by mind training in this context? How was it that the greatest practitioners in the past went about their mind training? Well, first of all, when they started off with their practice, their minds were full of afflictive thoughts, of negative emotions. Positive, constructive thoughts were, by comparison, very few. So to begin with, to get an idea of the conditions of their own, or the condition of their own minds, they, over the course of one day, would observe the nature of their thoughts. And every time they gave rise to a negative thought or a destructive thought, they would lay one black stone on the ground. And whenever they gave rise to a positive thought, such as a thought of a compassionate thought or a thought of loving kindness, then they would place a white stone on the surface. And then by the time evening would come, over the course of one day, they no doubt had given rise to thoughts of many kinds. At the beginning, they would discover that around 80% of their thoughts had been negative in nature. That is, 80% of the stones were black ones. There were only a very small number of white stones amongst them. So to begin with science, if we're going to start out on a course of conduct, we need to first have data. And having data, then we understand how we are to proceed. So it's the same with our practice. We need to gain an idea of the condition of our minds to start with. And in respect of this, practitioners in the past would gather their data by observing their minds. And when they did so, they found that at the very beginning, the black stones were in the majority.
teni ti kapsa ngarang so sem ga nala teni dugbo samlo dugbo teni indi teni nga so kha gaja shena deyang teni ga yang dugbo teni mangche shu de teni je tenta was nga so libo leka lena teni to dugbo res karti nga so kha ga teni yakbon raw shena yang ti zimbare nga so sem ga nala dugbo sam teni kha ga yakbon raw shena teni zimbare ro re teni nga so yang sem ga nala teni dugbo sam ni teni libo go yakbon raw lena teni juma teni juma ren ro re te so sama yakbo yong thab ko mare nga so lida ngak teso go thone teni yakbo yong na mayo na so sim la thyo re teni indi nyima chipo go nala nga so sim teni nakpo re sabi jini teni gaja nakpo ren ro re lisha shopa yang nakpo ren ro re teni re sarna khoso go mjew maung bala khorang lam mjew jimje teni yo re ti jimje te yang teni nga so nakpo ma to yo mare.
So if our minds are negative, if our then the words that we speak will also be negative, and the actions that we undertake will also be negative. If our minds are negative and yet the words we speak are good, then this is ultimately a situation of fakeness or falseness. And so it is too when our minds are negative but our actions on the surface are good. This is also fakeness and falseness. So really the quality of our actions and the quality of our words really rests on or depends on the state of our minds. And if our minds are bad, if they are black in nature, then all of our conduct, our words as well, will also be black and negative in nature. This is the inevitable result.
Tendi nga so de kapsa teni leka lena kaya na teni jimre thamche po teni dugborin ro te indi indam na jirju jab go re ti jimsenji teni nyamlin shinken so kale teni jirju jab ni teni sheondi teni karbo te chemang ro teni nakpo te chenyong ro ni teni thama teni tezi yin rambo rapo teni gum jab ni nyamlin she ne sosorang ka semla jirju jab sosorang ka semla jondrchat teni sheondi teni jima teni mangchishu te teni karbore teni nakpo te nyonyo ma to meba teni chakbare teni tela teni ngacho mi sem zeate ngacho jondr machna teni dugbo teni nakbo mambo teni je yena ngacho karte gum jab jondr chena teni kho jini jelak jevzang ro ayongkhen teni zi yambate teni gone teni khocho teni tanla phabyores.
So in this way, the result of our actions will inevitably be negative if our mind is in an originally negative state. And this is something that we need to change. This is something that we need to work on through practice. And by doing so, it was found that increasingly or gradually it was possible over the course of one day for the number of black stones to gradually become fewer and the number of white stones to be gradually increased. And by continuing with one's practice, by continuing to train one's mind, it was ultimately possible for practitioners to reach a point where most of the stones they laid out by the end of the day were white, and black stones only comprised a small number of the overall total. So it's on this basis that we understand, or that it was understood, that without training, with no training at all, our minds essentially exist in a negative condition, but with training, by training them, it is possible for us to continually improve them.
So rang la yu pingu po kang yin na teni par jin traga mare ze nga so jin traga mare jin mi jan la jin go na teni jin ge mare pe na nga so nima chapo yo ne kam na chin den ji kang thong ji yo na a te ngarang kan thong go sa ngarang kha kum ge ngarang kan thong go de mi jan la jin ji yo mare mi jan la jin na te ngala yo mare sam ne nga so sem kan la teni tambo shine teni zung yo re Tendi kale kale Gimson teni sam tendi shiti teni nga su semte parte chal hobore ne teni kale kale onyima chigla oda nga su mi mambo zela teni chin thongya me teni ngarang rangla teni shirtam kandi yona teni nyima mi chama khakum ni tendi rewi kaps teni ngarang ka samlo tana ta ngama rapo yenda teni ti kaps teni ngarang ka mi jamba so manthong wa rawo shini ngarang ka thongore ta ti kaps yena oda ngarang lan thongya me na 다 메나 되니 메 나랑 같으니 메나 작은도 되는데 친데 되니 메 잠바초라 작은 삼반다오 된디 심큼 그 돈에 용들때 갈래 통용 거래 쪼데 가서 잠바똥지야데 가서 우보 키르닌 잠발랑 그미 오로 탐치 보시야즈 뜸치게 시탑고 말이 야르크치게 시탑고 말이 미시게 시탑고 말이 Then Rapozik Penanga Zambul Latini, Napachikang Mepata, Zambulana Michambosikang Mepatin, Shitaka Maris, Carboris. Yenayang Atotini Susoranga Simla Jondrchini, Ota, Nimachila, Naranga Yopingupo Kang, Tini Mizanla Jingona, Tingaran Jingian Sambadao, Tindi Simgotoni Jondrchigori, this chigri.
So when we first start off with our practice of generosity, we are not willing to give the things that we have in our possession to others. We are not willing to do so. We don't want to do so. For example, when we start out on our practice on a hot day, when we're thirsty, and we are the only person with water, we feel very reluctant to share this water, to give it to others, fearing that if we do so, we won't have any to drink ourselves. So we feel very attached, very tightly attached to our possessions. However, through practice, it's possible for us to gradually relax this grip, and such that through our training on a hot day when everyone's thirsty, whilst to begin with, as mentioned before, we were very unwilling to share our water with others. However, through our training and practice, we are ultimately able to reach a state where we find ourselves extremely willing to share what we have with others, even if it means not having any to drink ourselves. So it's not possible in terms of this training that we're speaking of, it's not possible for us as individuals or any individual or indeed any country to make all the poor rich or to make all the people who are ill healthy. However, it is possible through this kind of mental training to shape ourselves, to shape our minds to such a state where we are willing to give and share whatever we have with anyone and everyone, even when it means that we might not have these things ourselves. This does no longer become a great problem for us.
Tani shirtang jimba de la nga so jimba sim yana jimba ji de nga so tani thaba chimbo na la song yore chikti nga so ngubu jimba re zaya yinna gyoya yinna gang yinna tani mu jamba mu tani jo worwo tani yinna te sola parajin ya te re te chigri tani ni te gang re zena nga so tani simjin perna njikchak yonken dumur yonken tani yona kosola njikchak menke mebashi perna simjin ka tani sukyo ya rao simjin tani perna tani ga dumur nyon denken ka tani njikchak sem ka nala njikchak mambo yonken te sola njikchak meba zoya te nga so jimba zegre tani jimba ni re tani ti tola chu jimba zene tani mi jan la tani nyangje dang tani mi jan la cherap tani ka jimba re ti jimba ze ate pena ngarang ka nyangje te parmal jan la jin jaga rao tani yo mareta mi jan la tani Gimsun Shani, Penangato Nyanji Kandi Gum Gore, Sherb Kandi Gum Gore, Zini Gumsrti Parlamna, Tani Jimbandra Bore, Tani de Jimbasum Zegres, it is so.
So we usually in the Mahayana tradition speak of 3 or 4 different types of generosity. The first being generosity in terms of material things. So this can include food, clothes, etc., giving these things to the poor and others. The second kind of generosity that we speak of is generosity in terms of giving the state of freedom from fear to other beings. So this can include releasing animals, freeing them from a state of fear, etc. The third form of generosity that we speak of is generosity in terms of the Dharma. So by this we mean generosity in giving compassion and wisdom to others. But this doesn't mean we give someone else our own compassion. What it means is that we explain to them the doctrines of the Buddhist teachings. We explain to them how to go about practicing meditation. This is generosity in giving the Dharma.
Teni shirtang nga tso mi mambo go teni ngupo soso la jingi yore nga tso la jingi mambo yore soso la margo a teni mambo yore pe na mrere la gomba pe mambo yo pa teni yang teni chala pe mambo yo pa teni pesho tsawa ni tang margo khen soso jang la teni tsawa ni teni gupa men khen yina mi jan la teni gupa yong khen teni chala mambo yore te yina teni nga tso te jemba tang yo mare te mi mambo tang mare se te ma tong i gemchen te kang re na teni soso rang teni te orboda teni soso rang teni choboda teni nyamnyung teni yo mamnyung i gemchen ji reze karti ngune tane nga tso nyima chikla nga tso teni te chalak kaya meba shi ni pe na teni lamkha landro ne teni lamkha la teni de dengkang teni mi mambo ndwa teni gun chwa nda bozo teni nga tso yana teni zangkur chingda bo teni zila nga tso teni gun chwa az kerna teni gu soso go mche ga nyamnyung ze teni soso go tola shona teni ti jini teni nga tso tazo mala teni jemba tong go ya te karchim bo zi yemba te ha go re.
In general, people give us a lot of things. A lot of things are gifted. Most of the time, it's things that we don't particularly need. Clothes, other items, things that we have absolutely no use for whatsoever. Indeed, the things that we do need, in fact, are not usually the ones that are given. A lot of the time, a lack of appreciation of the importance of generosity is due to the fact that we ourselves have not had an experience of impoverishment, that this is not something that we have personally experienced. So if, say, we were to live on the side of the road homeless for 1 week, then after we had gained this experience, we would surely find ourselves in a situation of realizing the importance of generosity and giving to others.
Tani penna mukhashi tani shiwine kamna tani kharangati gurgam ganala ti komba ha lepa mangbundu zi komba ha lepa mangbo tani komba te so penna tani torma yenare tani tola konya yenare shela kola yenare te so ha lepa mangbo mambo tsawane teni ngaso tsawane teni kunyo mare te thana ti thola yo pi takma yang mare lem manduze teni mambo nyone teni ta gu yo mare ta mambo nyo ni teni gugong thana ku gam gna la yang teni mashungwa da teni mambo yore teni shinro ine kamna temi mambo tan de ka je go re joda nyam de teni sakja go re ta sajib la leb go re ta kandishi go re zini teni zenken teni mambo ndo tenda bore te ngune tane soso rang mashiwi kapsu teni karte tendil hamu tendi yona mijan la soso rang lakpa ganani kenne teni gongking muzla travjana teni gewa chimbore ndore teni soso karte rang master na shitsarwi jini teni muzjan bazaka tana teni te soso rang trayo mare te gewa zu yo yore ta yana tendi gewa chimbo yo mare tendi yendi ngatso namgin komsur yabozu teni chakchi gong nga chun chuwa nga la o tan ding nga la nguni tane goya zu ore samlo tang tani karti goya zu yenna nga so ne kap se tani jala je matham na chakre karti margu atindi yona te jala trak gong du ze tani nga so shertang nga so so rang la margu ati jala tana ya bo marita yenna nga so ti thoni jondr shine tangbo nga rang la margu ati jala tat tani kale nga rang la goya te yang tani so semgum ko thoni jondr shi tam tana tani yargi ya bon re.
When many people die, they still have wardrobes in their homes that are stuffed full of clothes, clothes of all different kinds, much more than they ever would have been able to wear, and many of them with labels still attached to them. Clothes, so many in fact that often they can't even be fit inside one wardrobe. And after a person dies, then there is the question of what to do with all these things. It is often not known how to go about disposing of them. So what we really need to do is get into the habit of asking ourselves whether, in fact, we really do need the things that we have. And if we don't, then we should train ourselves in giving them towards others. And the best, if possible, that we are able to give these things that we don't need to others before we die. There's great merit, there is great virtue in doing so. If our possessions are distributed among others after we pass on, there is still benefit and merit here. However, there is great merit if we do it ourselves before we die. So in terms of this training, we can first start off with items that we identify we don't really need, and give these to others, and then gradually increase our capacity to be generous until the point that we are readily willing to give things, even things that we do need for ourselves, away to others, and in so doing cultivate great generosity.
Tani nipa de nga cho munjik pa kyap jivjin base tani namgin pe na nga cho lamkhala yin na re tani namgin kasakawa yin na nga cho rowi ne kam na pe na simchin tani ju pe na mi jamba ga tani simchin tani sayandra yang na pe na nga cho langkhur tanin ro yo pi kaps tani langkhur kan lamkhala tani sokchak tani yo na ota Korang tini langkor tin nang la dena korang langkor jimazi yone tini korang sajak sare sambandra ota yang na pe na chig nang la tini yang aso kamsa la yopi sokshak ngasi ti chig nang la lhone tini shila yobandra ota yang na tini pe na aso chig nang la yopi sokshak tini kamla tini yone tini korang kambore ni shila tini yona tini kamla yopati su chi nang la jakpa chig nang la yopati kamla jakbandra ota tini rokpa shiya o tini 심진 강을따리나 되니 제쪽인 차나 되니 가서 때라 할레바고 돈낭 침부시고 오래 마통 가서 때디 보즈레 때 샤즈레 된디 진이 가서 제쪽 온당라 되니 가시도 배런탕 요반다 오다 가시 런탕 매반다 된디 시잖아 되니 가서 마음발라 갈레티 빠착데 꼼나 되니 가서 미낭라요 된디 에야시네 띠뭐 가시도 되니 런탕 매바레 되니 머르 가시도 되니 제쪽 런탕 매바레 머르 가시도 되니 제쪽라 런탕 요바레 삼니 되니 된지가 남톡배 득보데 가서 미낭라양 캐리용 그래.
So in terms of the second kind of generosity, being generous with the state of no fear, we might practice this in terms of, say, animals that we encounter when we're traveling along the road. For example, if we encounter an animal and we observe that if the animal stays there, they'll get hit when the next car comes along. If we move them into safety, then this is a kind of generosity that we can exercise. Similarly, if we come across creatures that belong in the water but they're stranded on dry land, we can move them into the water. Or alternatively, animals or creatures that belong on land but find themselves in water, then we can also remove them to a place where there's safety. And by doing this, we can help other beings. It's important that we understand that any being represents a life, and for this reason is extremely important. We can't afford to think, it's only an insect or it's only a bird, because if we do so, attributing value to this life form and not to that life form, then this very negative habit we will ultimately bring to humans and our valuation of human lives. We will start to regard this type of human or this kind of human as valuable, and these kinds of humans, their lives, as not valuable, and ultimately bring this very negative kind of judgment and evaluation into our human affairs.
Tani somebody nga zu chu ji jin ba ze gre tani chu ze ya de ga re zena tani ni je ze nga zu nang ba ge wang de shi ni shan na chu ze ya de ni la ze ge yo re de indi ga la ze ge yo re zena chi de sham dang nyar ji de la ze ge yo re de chu na ne pe kar chi shu chi gre zi sham dang nyar ji tani ni ba de ga re zena sher bre sher bre tani tab dang sher bre ze ge nga zu Dele lakpa ge chu nga zo nambala yo mare, shikti shem nyang jiri, shikti tini sherbre, tini sherb zewa di kandi zila zega yore zina, nga zo tini mutse, tini susu ranga tini tse choko tini sangwa di zo yakpo tini shinken, tini yangna tini mi tse choko tini dentun ngoma di tini shinken, njikting ka tini dentun ta chunit, yakpo tini shinken ka tini lo di la tini sherb zega yore. Tini nyarji te pini mi jala tini par ota mi jan nyarji me menken ga mozula tini nyarji gomya ga tapshi labne tini korang nyarji me pa ne nyarji yoba chakpa tini sherb menken ga mozchigla tini nga zo sherb ti kanri gone tini yar tini ketang shi gore te labne tini korang kale sherb me pa ne yoba chakpa tini ga tapshi te tini par labya te la tini chuji jimba zega yore te jimba tsangma ga nane pe kar chi shu jila jakres.
And the third type of generosity that we speak of is generosity with the Dharma. And this is, in Buddhism, regarded as falling into two types. Firstly, generosity in terms of loving kindness and compassion. This is really the most important. And secondly, sherab, or wisdom. We speak of wisdom and means. And insofar as this, we are referring to the understanding of the ultimate truth of life. And with loving kindness and compassion, as well as with wisdom, when we give to someone, when we instruct them in a way, say, of cultivating compassion to a person who doesn't possess compassion, and thereby enable them to transform themselves from a person who did not have compassion to begin with to someone who, through cultivating compassion, is now able to possess it, we are giving them the gift of the Dharma. And so too with wisdom. By teaching others the methods of cultivating wisdom, then we are enabling them to transform themselves from a state where they initially did not possess wisdom to one where they do. And this, of all the forms of generosity, is the most important, the generosity with the Dharma.
Tani chuji jimba zeya de nga zo yang chi lama da da yang chi lama chimbo da chi chushka da tani ze go ma re ze nga zo mangso yin da pe na nga rang zo tani nyar je yak bo gum te so so rang la nyam nyo yak bo shong na te jan la par lam na chok re jigre ni re tani nga zo so so rang ka te lo jong yak bo shi gum gyab ne te so so rang la tani sherab tani yong gore so so rang la tani tawa dang tani tasar ta te so yak bo tani yong na rentang ka tawa te so yak bo yong na tini te nga zo susogo chokbo yenare, susogo tini to nangmi yenare, taso la par tini to lap tini shena, te la chi ji jimba zi chokore, te indi nga zo gong la shepi tini jimba tsangma te nga zo shirtang ka moshi ka nga zo tsui nang la tini laklin la tamna, te laklin la te ndip chok tini je ma tokba, tini thumbo da, chimbo da, o ti nga zo la partak rangbo yonkin, tini zi ma re zi nga zo tsuwa ka na la ka ri nyamlin shena, shi choya,
So in terms of giving the Dharma to others, we don't have to be a great Lama or a Tulku in order to be able to do this. We can be simply an ordinary practitioner of Buddhism, say someone who cultivates strong compassion through their practice, and by teaching others the method for cultivating compassion, and this is one thing that we can do. Similarly, by studying the Buddhist teachings and increasing our wisdom, establishing correct views and proper values, then we are certainly in a position to share these with our friends, share them with our family members, and in so doing, this is definitely considered generosity with the Dharma. So whatever level of knowledge and whatever level of Dharma practice that we are at, we can certainly share this with others, and this definitely constitutes generosity in the Dharma.
Tani nga tsu kimla parandro tsarvi jini, kimnangla nga tsu yarta martabshini, ta nga mezhala jin choyanda tindi chi undu mundu. Tani tago gore, chigiri, niri nga tsu gam tsu kafshini, o tandi nala nga rangla mezhala par jimba tangna tindi choya undu mundu tago gore. Tani nga tsu chokzi ga langtin te su sarantini, dinangla nga tsu mezhala tindi jin choyanda tindi undu mundu tani, tani yoba te su mezhala tangna, tani nga tsu jimba zigiri.
So upon going home, seeing whether or not we can benefit others with what we've learned tonight, or by going home and opening our wardrobe and seeing whether or not there's anything that we can give to others, turning the contents of our desks out and seeing whether or not there's anything that we can share with others, these are all forms of generosity we can practice.
Tani nga tsu shilola tini pe na kangtang landro kawi lamkala yenandra, yang tini langkur tang ni ndoi kawi nandra tini nga tso yarta marta shini ondi la nga nge rokba che goya ga tindi me yenare tendro yenare tindi indu mindu o tini dungmur tini yongkhen ga me nge khorang ga dungmur de par meba shena tini shithamsa shithabya tindi ga sokchak tindi indu mindu tini tani tini yona nga tso lamsang tini tela rokba sheya ga tindi ga tini komsur yakbo tini chak gogre.
So when we're walking on the road or if we're in our cars, we should be on the lookout to see whether there are any persons or whether there are any animals that we can help. We should be on the lookout to see whether there are any beings whose suffering we are in a position to relieve or eliminate. And by practicing in this way, it is possible for us to establish really good habits in terms of our generosity practice.
Tini tetsu sumga thola tini tarung jimbachig yore te pe karchishu tere samboti nangne kyang karchishu tere te kangre zena nga so shamdang nyarji ge jimbaze gre shamdang nyarji ge jimbaze ji te kangri zela zegre zena tani ngarang semka tangni mi sosola gaya mi sosola tini shamba tini mi sosola tsiwa o te nga so ngarang rang ge semka tangni tini yona tini tela shamba de mususo la jinze rezi te ma to ngarang ge sem gnani shamba de len ni mojan la jin te mare ngarang ge sem gnani mususo la tini o nga misuso la ga misuso la sham misuso la tsi o tini yona tini tela shamba ge jimba zegre.
And there's actually a fourth kind of generosity, and this form of generosity is, in fact, the most important. This is generosity in giving loving kindness and compassion to others. So this kind of generous giving entails us sharing our own joy, our love, our own compassion, sharing and giving this to others.
Teni sem ganala shambata yoni teni di jini teni nga so musola ka goni kaja yabo parashaya mi sim gaya kaja teni shaya teni leka ga tone na ya nga so mi sosola gerk leka da gerk teni chwada teni mambu yorite ina te tang nyamde teni nga so soso jini chasuki goni teni mi janla teni ta pamba yoya ga teni leka legore shawa tindi dubgore nga tindi shena nga chu mit lizi mulize ande ngone hale pa tini rentang yakbo yongkenda shawa yakbo dubthumken tindi zrezi nga chu tindi zre te imbi jimsen king nga chu mulite topka tindi zege yore te yana tindi goni shamba de partini jinna tini te jimba yakshu te teres.
So with kindness in our minds, then we, through our words, can speak things that are pleasing to others. And in our action, or the work that we undertake, of course, there is a lot of things, a lot of work that we need to do for our own interests. However, as far as possible, we should strive to undertake action that is beneficial for others. And by doing this, our human lives, this human form that we have, is in fact very valuable. Its preciousness and its rareness, the reason for this lies in this. So generosity in giving compassion and loving kindness is very important.
Tani nga tso muzina tani muzyanla tani nga tso ngoni chaki meba goni shamba tang tsewa sham tse te so rang te semla yona ti muti tini muk tini mojan latana ti muk tini tartante te jeni khakhares.
And for humans to look at another being with unconditional loving kindness and compassion in one's eyes, then to look at a human being in this way, and then for a human being with no compassion to look at another human being, there is a great and vast difference between the two.
Yang pena mchik tini pena chokse gangla zama jimbo tini ziyona tini koranga hal lepa sim gatane ti zasamni mukatana ti mukatatan de yang jamba chigre te tang aso sim gatane mo jamba la shamba ta tsewa goni taya tini mukatatan de khakhares chokse ga tola zama yona tini muti korang zama la gani korang tani hal lepa zasamni tini ga kapse tini muk ti tasrte yang mi muti zama la muk tasrte tasr jamba zre ti muk tasrte tang aso mi jala shamse goni taluk tini
So, for example, the look in a person's eyes when they are looking at delicious food laid out on the table, really desiring very much to eat the food in front of them. The look in their eyes at this time and the look in a person's eyes when they are giving rise to a very strong kindness and compassion is completely and entirely different.
Teni shamdang tsewa ti sim ganala teni shamdang tsewa yakbo yona ti nga so musjir musla ta na yang ngarang rang sim ganala teni shamtse yo pi kaps teni musla ta na mti cho chama teni ngarang rang hale pa mnyang jibo teni mu yit gwa teni thongore.
So when we look at anyone, when we have compassion and loving kindness in our minds, then when anyone who looks at us will find us to be extremely pleasant and extremely pleasing.
Teni mus yamba teso tamchepo teni yit gwa ta nyang jibo teni thongi kaps teni ti gimsen tela teni so rang sem ganala yang halepa chora dewa chora kipo tenis mundu sama ngarang ka chokbore sambandra oda mundu so thamje poteni halepa yitungware mayakbore m nyangji bore sambandra oda yopi kaps teni suso rang sem ganala ya dewi chora halepa dewa tang teni kipi chora kipi nangwa teni yongyoare.
And when those around us are regarding us as with fondness and regarding us in this positive way, then this generates an extremely strong sense of happiness in our own minds. We view everyone around us as our friends. They all appear to be nice, to appear to be lovely. So by looking upon others with kindness and compassion, the response that this then engenders in others in respect of ourselves generates a very strong sense of happiness.
Tini ti soso rang tini semkham go detang lape halepa pantok chimbo yongyoare.
And this has great benefit for the state of health of our own minds.
Teni te soso rang la pantoya chibo matsepe mi janla yang teni pan haliba yakbo tokore pe jana teni ngacho lamkha la teni muschik semkana la dungur yone teni yana kocho kimnang la teni pama la teni natun shonganda o yana koso teni kimsang nang la teni tondak shongwa yana korang rang la tondak shonganda o teni tondak gangrong shone sempe digni teni lamkha la korang sem kyoni de yopi kaps teni mi jamba chikate langone korang sem gnane mitela gabu goni shambi goni mitela chita yana mitela gadni teni ngo yigbatang yana lakba dashiwa teni shena ti miti semkam gnangla teni chora dewa ze yongne te semnang gdungmer teso kapchikla te mepa teni changro yore.
So it's not just in terms of ourself that we can obtain great benefit, but it's also possible to bring others great benefit in this way. So we can imagine someone sitting on the side of the road. Maybe they've had some kind of issue with their parents or with their family members, or maybe it's a problem within themselves, sitting there miserably on the side of the road. by simply coming along and looking at this person with a mind of great kindness and compassion, or by smiling at them or by holding their hand, it is possible in a single instant for the suffering in the other person's mind to be wiped away.
Teni kyocho suso samlo tangda ngaso sim kyoni sim digni sim sir ka ngala ni yopi kapsa teni ngaso phama maimba ngaso tokbo maimba mi jamba teni ngoma shiba teni zika ngaso la teni korang sim ka tangni teni gabo shi ni teni teni lagba yibanda yana gamu gaya teni shi ni teni ngaso sim ka nala chura dewa teni shonga teni shonyo undu suso gondang jamna.
So, in fact, we should all think the state of being miserable, being sad, one where we have our parents are not with us, we have no friends, we have no familiar acquaintances. If someone were to come along in this situation and to sincerely smile at us with great kindness and to take our hand, would we have ever experienced a kind of happiness greater than this? This is something that we should all think about. Has anyone tonight ever experienced this kind of happiness? Happiness coming from others being kind to you in an time of great misery and sadness. Many people.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is true. This is the case. Everybody is the same.
Ti ngarang la no pa chegre di ngarang la tini sem kana la chu sam gun du sam ba ndaw tendi mayong ba chini on de me mend su sang ma tini da ngarang ga jog boyin sam ba daw mend su sang ma tini ngarang la tini phan ba shin ken ga moyin sam ba daw tendi ga sam lo chang tham na te pe mi jan la phan to yo re jang la phan to yo re.
So when we are out and about, going about our affairs, we shouldn't be in the habit of regarding those we come across as bad or potentially harmful or threatening. Rather, we should habituate ourselves to regarding others as our friends, as beneficial and potentially kind to us. And by thinking in this way, by training ourselves in this way, not only will it bring benefit to others, but also to ourselves.
Sendi tolat korang ngarang ngom siwa ngom tindis rendu inayang tini korang kewa ngamada ngawati sola te korang ngarang ka apare ngarang ka amare ngarang ka ajere o tindi tini ta samlo tang tini ti kaps kewa ngamati kaps tini korang ngalape kwadran chembo tini mo tindi re samni tindi mi chamala tini te ju kwadran ko tini sem yongken jen jambi sem yongken tindi shina. So
it's this is how it is said in the Buddhist teachings that whoever we meet when we are out and about, often we, in this lifetime, they are strangers, they're not familiar acquaintances. However, in previous lifetimes, they were surely our own fathers or mothers or sisters. And so in previous lifetimes, they will have, in fact, shown us great kindness. And so we train ourselves in recollecting and remembering the kindness that they will have shown to us in past lifetimes. And this is a very beneficial way to think.
Mi mangboz ke teni pena ngarang rang ka lakpa mi jan la zeni lakpa jan la zeni teni ngarang ka lakpa tin nala mi jamba ngalang la tsir teni ngarang la chik chaya mi jamba ngala chik teni thobya teni ko thola teni mi mangbo ko teni jawa jab ko yore jete inna teni ngaso kale kale simkham la teni girchu jamne teni ta phanchuni ngi mi jampa ga lakpa na la ngarang ka kari jak go re sam ngarang la jak che indu mindu ngi mi jamba chula kari jing go sare ngala mi jamba la jinya tindi chu indu mindu tela samlo tang go res.
So under ordinary circumstances where we have not begun to train our minds the way that we usually think is with our outstretched hand, who or when am I going to be given something? This is the way that we usually think. However, through our training, we can transform ourselves to a point that we think instead about what it is that we can put in another's hand, how we can go about giving to them, whether or not there's anything that we can give to them.
Teni tendi nga so samlo taya ga teni komsor ya bozo teni chaksona teni nga so so rang semte yang demo ki bo teni yong tab kare nga so samlo tana ngarang chu semte chu ta gormo mangbo ta khangba chimbo ta teni chu teni chuwa halepa tuji gebo tra gebo teni zu ko tone nga so sem ko dewa te yong ko yo sam ko yore ta de mare ze nga so nga te so rang sem ko teni tin roluk te ma shi bare So
by cultivating this kind of thought habit, it's really possible for us to experience great joy and happiness in our minds. Many of us think that by having a lot of money or a big house or an extremely luxurious lifestyle, that happiness will spring from this. But in actual case, this is really not the case. We think like this because we don't understand how our minds work. In actual fact, happiness comes from very small things.
Teni yang mang chi shu te nga zo dungar de chong chong ko tone jimsen me ba teni ge teni chong ko tone so rang nga zo rang samlo tang ni ge tone yong go yore dong ko tola jimsen che pu ji menken teni so rang samlo tang sar man rig ba da teni so rang teni samlo tang sar norwa teni ge tone nga zo dungar hale ba mang bo di tone yong go yore.
And it's exactly the same with our suffering. Of course, suffering comes from major causes or big sources, but the majority, in fact, comes from small things, things that are rather meaningless in nature. And it is due to the fact that our reasoning processes, that the way that we go about reasoning things and reasoning things is the main cause of our own suffering.
Tenti yindi nga so sim go tola jirju te jawya te pe kar chimbore sim go tola jirju jamna te nga so me jan la yang pan to gore so rang sem la demo che boyong gore mis sim la jirju tang go ndu teni sim la jirju tang ya te thapshi kan la tang go gore zina te nga so gom japi go ne te jirju tang go gore.
So it's important for this that we make change at the level of our own minds. This is extremely important. By doing so, we will benefit ourselves, we will also benefit others, and we will thereby experience happiness. How it is that we actually go about working on our minds, how is it that we go about working on our minds? It is precisely through meditation that we do so.
Tani namgin nga cho semte tini gandhiz gla tini korang tini gandhiz ngerin rowa te chite nga so chokbola tini thukyo ni de nga cho khori tang tini lobso da ndoso la tini thukyo re tini yendi namgin nga cho mi jalla tini rokshi ki tang tini mi jalla jamba tang ya ta tini ge korla te samlo tang ya tini ge pecha tini loya tini ge korla khabdashi ya teni di yona teni kale nga so semte ti shola den rore.
So under ordinary circumstances, our minds and the transformation of our minds really relies on our external environment, our friends, our education, etc. So in terms of helping others and showing generosity to others, if we make it a practice to read books about this, to discuss it with others, and to share these ideas, then this will be very effective.
Tindi teni nga chu nima terang ni zong ta nga chu samlo country tang go ri zina ta ngarang ga khimnang la teni me jan la teni jinna jin choya me jan la phan thoya teni par jin ba tang ya andu mendu ta ya ta teni mo ngarang rang la teni me jan ba ga teni ono pa par me ba shi ya ta me jan ba ga jikchak me ba shi ya teni me chik bo mare simjin se na chik bori simjin jan ga jan ba chu jikchak me ba teni shi ya teni ga tab sing ngarang la endu.
So what we have to do then from today onwards is to ask, to inquire of ourselves whether there is anything in our homes that we can give to others, whether there is anything that we can give to others that will benefit them, and secondly, whether there is any way that we have to eliminate the fear of other humans or other animals, whether or not there is any capacity or potential for us to do this.
Teni titol la samlo mambo tangore titol la rabna nga cho nyima chigla titol la teni undu mundu teni samlo kashi tangore manta ya nga cho teni nyima re ga na la kashi yo gore te yo da me nga cho to takbar teni nmo mar nyewe ne kamna teni dang jam ne ota terang nyima chigbo de la nge teni mal me jan la teni phan thoya ga teni samlo teni ki asong o lega teni de asong ma song teni chi tak go re se ngarang ka teni me jambala nga so jimba tari kong la khashi shayo ti jimba ji shayo ti jipote nge terang nyima chi pote la nge jimba jipote jin song osong jin duwe yana ngarang ka sem go na la nge me jan la teni jimba jipote teni go jin go samne teni sam anduk munduk samne teni nga so mar nyewi ne kamna teni jigdum nyima chi kan jigdum de she go re.
So these two things are something we really need to give a lot of thought to. Every single day, at least several times, we need to think about them. We need to think about whether we gave rise to thoughts of benefiting others through generosity, and whether or not we actually undertook acts of giving, of generous giving to others. Of the 4 different types of generosity that we talked about this evening, did I, in the course of this day, give any of these types of generosity to others? Did I think about doing so? This is something that we need to reflect on, and at the end of each day.
Teni tindi gone nga so tashi pine kamna teni nga so kap sa teni nyima chikpo de la teni nam tok chikyang ma kiwa teni yore teni yona o teni sozo rang la o ta nge terang dug ma song samne sozo rang la kyunju chi gore nge dug ma song nge terang nyima chikpo de cholak tang jang de ngarang ka samba teni ya po chikyang ki mandu samne teni sam gore teni karte nga so jigdum shi pine kamna o terang ka nyima chikpo ti na la ngarang ka leka teni kashi le yo yana sem ka na la teni samlo ya po kashi yo na o teni sozo rang la teni toba shine o ta njingdu ta yak bo rendu nge terang ni ma chikpo te ton dang dang ba teni rendu samni teni sam go re.
So in reflecting on our thoughts and actions at the end of each day, if we find ourselves having just ended a day where we didn't give rise to really any single thought of benefiting another through generous giving, then we need to criticize ourselves. We need to see this as having wasted a day, wasted an opportunity to be generous by not giving rise to any kinds of positive thoughts. If, though, we reflect on the day that went before us and we recognize that, we did a few things to benefit others and we gave rise to a few positive thoughts, then we need to congratulate on ourselves on this and recognize that in so doing we just passed a day of meaning and purpose. So this brings us to the end of tonight's teaching.
Sonum de yi dam je zeng ba nian dom ne ni be da na ba je. Jirga nan je wa long zhe bai. Zhe bing zo lin zhou a zhou re shou. Oma a hong ban zeng ge re ba ma se de hong. Oma a hong ban zeng ge re ba ma se de hong. Oma a hong ban zeng ge re ba ma se de hong. Tu ji che, teni tsang mo la ta shi di le je.